All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Lunch and Learn presentation. We have a great 30 minutes planned for you guys. And just as a reminder, this will be recorded and put on our community site for viewing later. Today's topic is drive 15 to 30% revenue increase from your existing client base in 2 weeks with conversational text marketing. And today we have Bogdan Constantin with Voxie here to speak to us. And thank you so much, Bogdan, for joining. And then thank you to Voxie for sponsoring. He has a great lineup for you today. And so we'll just get right into it. Bogdan, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Caitlin. Hey, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Tuesday. Excited to be here with all of you. Like Caitlin mentioned, I'm Bogdan Constantin. I'm the founder and CEO of Voxie. We are a conversational text marketing platform. We help you build relationships with your customers where they live, which is on their phones, right? Via two-way conversations at scale. We're custom made and tailor-made for franchise brands. So we work with a variety of franchise brands all over the country, and we'll talk through those real quick. But real quick, if anybody didn't opt in yet, we'll do a quick demo at the end where you guys can actually experience the product live and kind of see what it's like on your own phones. And anybody that signs up there as well, we had it on our sign up. I'm not sure if anybody caught it. It is lunchtime and we appreciate you guys spending 30 minutes with us. So we'd love to send you guys all DoorDash gift cards as a thank you for spending some time with us today. And hopefully you can use them for lunch, whether it's now or next time, for anyone that we didn't send it to. With that, we'll kick off. What we've got set up is questions will be held till the end. I just told Caitlin, and I'll tell you guys as well, I'm an awful deck presenter. I like interaction. So as questions are coming through, anybody wants to wave their hand, stop me if something doesn't make sense, would love to dive in. And with that, here is Voxie. We are very excited to be chatting with you all today. And like Caitlin mentioned, Bogdan, founder, CEO of Voxie. So we've got about 10 or 12 minutes of presentation. We'll do a Q&A, and then at the end of it, we'll hop right in and do a deeper Q&A or answer any questions you guys might have about specific use cases, case studies, etc. So real quick, who today has texted with their clients? I know that nobody's enabled, I think, on voice, so feel free to wave your hands and I can see them here on my screen. Looks like a couple of you guys are trying it. There we go. Cool. So you guys probably have a familiarity then with SMS, right, in general, right? So what does it look like, the trends? Everything is moving overwhelmingly towards two-way communication or richer communication mediums that aren't necessarily email. It's harder and harder to cut through the noise, right? So what we're seeing is SMS is rapidly becoming, or text marketing is rapidly becoming the preferred way that brands or that consumers want to engage with brands. And it's not just millennials and Gen Zs, right? Overwhelmingly everyone we work with brands that cater to 15-year-olds all the way up to 70 plus. They all want to engage with texting. Why? Because it's pervasive, it's instant, and it does not obtrude from normal life, right? I can text you back and forth of your business while I'm here, right? Presenting, or while you guys are on a lunch break, etc. The challenge with legacy texting is that it's not scalable. A lot of you guys are probably used to the two-way texting. There's a lot of folks out there that do that. The problem is you can't mass engage a variety of folks with a personalized message. You're stuck behind a keyboard, or someone at the franchise is, and basically having a back and forth conversation. So the most they can do is 50 to 100 of these conversations a day. We work with brands that want to text everyone in a particular store, whether it's 5,000 or 5 million people, and we can get them all a personalized message from a 10-digit long code that actually is powered by artificial intelligence. So you can ask questions, you can understand preferences, what they like, birthdays, and then using our AI, use that information to dynamically segment them, to send them the right message at the right time, to get them to come in and purchase, but also push that data back to email or your CRM so you can better target them. A perfect example, we're going live with the national pizza franchise, and they have 8 million phone numbers over 1,000 locations. They don't know who you are, like what your name is, what day of the week you order pizza, how many people you order pizza for, or what your favorite pizza is. We can power all those conversations using our AI, no human needed, give them that data, and then send the right offer to the right person at the right day and time to drive more purchase, right? So that's what we do. We work with specialty retail, specialty service, and specialty food brands. just a variety of folks that we work with. So anyone from Buff City Soap to Fleet Feet to Massage Heights to Dan and Mars Unilever clients, just a variety of folks. And fundamentally, the reason that so many of these folks have popped on to work with us is because we combine two disparate categories. You guys have all probably interacted with one of the SMS providers on this list, whether it's a one-way blast type tool coming from a 5-digit number, right? No back and forth. It's often very unpersonalized, or a really personalized two-way conversation, like some of you guys have tried it with ZipWhip and Podium and things like that. And again, the problem there is that there's no scale, right? I'm relegated to a human. We take the personalization as though your best seller, your best brand representative is having and talking to all clients with the scale of the one-way blast. And we give you the ability to build really powerful relationships with these customers over time, to learn from them. And we're now launching the ability to purchase directly in text. We call that reply to buy. So integration with point of sale, order management system. And once I know enough about Lance or Michelle or Jamie or whoever on this call, I can now recommend products, upsell, cross-sell, et cetera. And then from there, drive repeat purchase, right? That's the name of the game. And before I go further, and we'll hop into a demo here in a second, the reason Voxie exists, guys, is because of a problem I had in my last business. So I started a consumer business called Menguin. We did online suit and tuxedo rental delivered to your door. So direct to consumer, no brick and mortar to start. We added them later. And so the only way I operated was I'd acquire a lead on Facebook or Google, and then I would email market to them until they purchased. And every single month, my email efficacy was declining. It was getting worse and worse. And I went looking for a better way to connect with this customer so I could cut through the noise and actually build that relationship. And when I couldn't find a way to do that worked, I tried calling them, I tried personal emails, I stumbled upon texting. Originally, it was from my cell phone. And that worked so well. I was closing so much business, literally texting leads. I went and bought a bunch of cell phones and gave them to everyone in our company. And that continued working so well that we actually outsold our inventory. And I went looking for more because we had a short-term demand constraint. Ended up getting in front of the Men's Warehouse founder, George Zimmer. You guys remember him from the TV ads, You're Gonna Love the Way You Look. And he saw the growth, ended up buying my business. And I spent about 1.5 years as his holding company CMO trying to scale Bogdan's texting thing, which was two-way, right? But out of a massive call center. And we kept breaking because we couldn't scale the level of conversation we wanted to. So we went looking for a new way. And when I couldn't find it, realized this was the future of how brands were going to have to talk to their customers. So I left to go build it. On average, we become a top 3 revenue stream for a franchise or a retail brand in about 2 weeks. Our average return on investment that we can attribute, and everything is tied back to attribution, is over 10x. Our average franchise ROI is over 27x. So we work with folks like Buff City. I don't know if anyone's familiar with them. We're their #1 revenue driver. Every single Buff deploys a Voxie instance 3 months before grand opening. They'll be the fastest growing franchise this year. They'll have gone from 29 locations last year to over 300 this year and 600 the next. They use this for everything from selling directly in text. We just launched a referral program where we help find who loves your brand the most, and we incentivize them through text to incent their friends to join your text line and text with you as well. And that's been extremely powerful. You might be able to see the image here in driving hundreds of people to their grand openings, right? By connecting to Facebook ads, qualifying those folks, and then from there we'll drive into a really large audience. And now they can use that audience and engage them on a weekly basis to drive them back to their stores. Or folks like Massage Heights, right? They're an established franchise system. They've been around for quite a while. We work with all of their US and Canada locations, helping them build two-way conversations that drive their members back. It's a membership model, so every month they want you to come back for your paid massage. But what about upsells? How do I grow the basket? Things like improvements, what they call elevations, right? Which are upsells, referral programs, getting you to come back twice or in 1 month, or couples massages, or even things as simple as changing your appointment times. We're able to do that via our AI. Less than 5% of conversations need an actual human to hop in. And those humans, when they do hop in at the store level, can answer on their own cell phones, on a tablet, on a desktop device, and drive so much more revenue. So as we think through kind of what Voxie does, we help you connect with your customers, learn more about them, what they like, what they don't like, their birthdays, favorite color. If you want to ask a question, their address, their email address, we can understand it, validate it in the conversation, and then leverage it using our conversational playbooks that we work with you to deploy. So every one of our clients gets a dedicated client strategy and success team that helps them drive more revenue by deploying our best practices. And most of our clients end up doing effectively these 5 playbooks, right? 1, bringing customers back into the store. So understanding when the last time they came in was through a point of sale integration. And then from there, understanding what we can sell them next, which is that number 2, right? Driving those repeat purchases. And then from those purchases, understanding who had a great experience. And if they did have a great experience, we'll push them to leave you a review anywhere you like online. If they didn't have a great experience, we'll also capture that data and send it over to someone at the store level, a manager, a call center, to apologize and hopefully turn that experience around before they go and leave a review. And then obviously that referral product I just mentioned, we have a way of, once we know if somebody loves you, to use our product to actually, using our AI, incent them to invite their friends to join and text with, I think I saw Dogtopia on here, so incent and text with Dogtopia, you know, grow that following, give them a special offer to come in, and then obviously get them to come back. And that last one, find and engage new customers. So almost all of our brands are doing some type of lead gen or demand gen, right? Whether it's local marketing, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google. So we can integrate with any of those forms or any of those information fillers. And within 30 seconds of someone filling out a form, we can be texting them in a really rich back and forth conversation, learning more about them, personalizing that interaction, pushing any data we learn back to a CRM or just within Voxie, and then getting them to come in. So we can usually 3x your conversion rate from a form fill to actually coming in and meeting with you in person at the store, franchise, et cetera, using our technology. So it's extremely powerful. And like I mentioned, we're built for franchises. And what I mean by that is it's a parent-child relationship. I think we might have some franchises on here, no disrespect, but the way it works is, and we've got an image of bumper lanes in the back. So we give the franchisor complete control. So we'll work with you to deploy these conversational cadences and playbooks to your franchisees. And then we'll do any customization or tweaking of the message with them at the local level, right? To make sure that they're maximizing the right offer or the right call to action at the local level, but always with your complete buy-in and control and consent. That way your franchisees are engaging their clients in a brand approved, you know, on brand way, but we're also giving them the flexibility to be nimble as they need to be in the local market. So in almost all of our franchise customers, we're working not just with the franchisor, but also with the Z's, helping them roll out specific playbooks, you know, in the Houston area or whatever, you know, wherever they may be, to make sure that they're maximizing upside and growing. So we've had a lot of success with that. Before we hop into a demo, does anybody have any questions? And by the way, the demo is going to be on your phones. So we are going to let you experience it live so you can kind of see how this plays out. Does anybody have any questions?
Bogdan, I had one that was privately chatted to me. Do you have to have technical experience to use conversational AI texting?
Not at all. That's a great question. You don't need any technical experience. We'll do all the setup for you. We'll tune the model, and it's always learning and improving. You don't have to do anything. We'll do the integration for you. We'll do the setup. And on your end, it looks very similar to email marketing platform. You'll have data and analytics, both at the franchisor and at the franchisee level, roll up, ROI, all of that stuff. But you need no technical expertise. Most of the time, you don't even need a technical resource. Our engineers and our implementation and onboarding team is doing everything on your behalf. We understand that it's a busy time right now. Things, you know, as we're coming out of, you know, global pandemic, you guys have a lot going on. So we've built and intentionally built our product in our company around this idea of having empathy for our customers and understanding what everybody's gone through. So we want to take as much work off your plate as possible. Most of our customers can get up and running inside of an hour of phone time and us setting everything up on the back end. And then they give us a final thumbs up, we go live. And then from there, our client strategy teams are meeting with them either weekly or bi-weekly, making optimizations, tuning, et cetera. We can get almost every one of our franchise brands up and running in literally no time at all.
And then before you go into the demo, how do you guys make sure you're complying with regulatory issues and those kinds of things?
I love that question. Really good one. So we've taken user compliance, remember that do with empathy, at the core of everything we do. So I'll show you guys how we compliantly opt folks in and how if you at any point reply with stop or any type of leave me alone language, we instantly opt you out and we'll never text you again. Our system is set up so we're only texting during non-quiet hours, which is between 9 a.m. local after 8 a.m. local and before 9 p.m. local time. And the other interesting thing that our product can do, and we will completely indemnify you against this, is we have the ability to text past customers and compliantly opt them into your SMS list completely legally, because we're not considered an automated telephone dialing system by the FCC or the TCPA, which governs telemarketing in the United States. So you have none of those risks with us. And we've done that with a number of folks that have gotten into trouble legally in the past with SMS and kind of had some issues there. And obviously they've had their lawyers vet us fully, but our general counsel is the nation's foremost TCPA expert. And so we're very confident in everything that we do, and we take safety, compliance for your brand at the core of everything we do. And we've baked that into our model. For example, if somebody opts out, I'm the CEO of this company. I can go to an engineer and say, you have to send a message right now to Caitlin or you're fired. That person is unfortunately going to be out because there's no way to do it. So we've baked it into where no one, not even an engineer, can change that. And that's how we keep you safe. We kept hearing earlier when we launched these horror stories of, I accidentally texted the wrong list and there was no safety. There was no way to not text them. And it was a fat finger. It was a mistake. You can't do that with Voxie. It is impossible. Once someone is opted out, for you to contact them again. And we take that very seriously. And we've been intentional with that to make sure that we keep you as a business safe.
Awesome. And then one more just came through. John says, with our texting platform, we have started to see self-providers like AT&T blocking our messaging from going through to our member base. Have you seen this before, and how do you navigate working around it?
This is a great question, John. So this happens routinely. On any given day, roughly 40 to 50% of all texts in America are blocked at the carrier level as spam. And the reason for that is the carriers, with less and less governmental regulation, have now been told by the FTC and all these different agencies, you better self-police or we'll police you, and you won't like that. So the carriers have, frankly, I don't want to disrespect them, antiquated filtering programs that basically will have false positives, trigger texts, and deliverability is key. Our deliverability is 99.2%. And the reason for that is we not only register all of our numbers, we whitelist them. We also have a great relationship with the carriers directly. So we have a carrier relations team. And anytime we see a false positive, usually within about 5 minutes, we've not only called them, but have that block removed. So deliverability is a key function of our product. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many cool features and AI have if I can't deliver your text. So we've invested heavily in that. But yes, we have seen that deliverability is getting worse across the industry. We're not feeling it, John, because of the products we've invested in. In full disclosure, one of our investors is AT&T. So we have an interesting seat at the table in terms of understanding what's coming next, but also products that we can leverage and make sure that we're deploying properly to our customers. So a large part of that is, as I mentioned, we're working with some really large brands. So the carriers kind of have trust that we are going to do the right thing. And because of that, we're able to leverage that relationship to make sure that we have that high deliverability.
Awesome. Well, that's all that we have right now. So if you want to go ahead and get into the demo.
Yeah, let's do it. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to pull up my other screen. I'm going to stop sharing. And then from there, I will share this screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. Give me just a second here. Okay, so real quick, can you guys all get out your phones? I know in 2021, no one has seen a QR code, just kidding. Before you hit send, some of you are on iPhones, some of you are on Androids. Before you hit send, let me narrate what's happening. This is how you would compliantly opt someone in to an SMS experience in a brick and mortar retail location, billboard, etc. Do you notice how it pulls up iMessage or Android, pre-populates the body of the text and the phone number? We have a patent pending on this. We call it inbound text. Because you're texting into my business, you're giving me explicit written consent to respond, right? That's a big part of it. We can do the same technology if they click a Facebook ad online, or a button in your email, or a button on your website. Anything with a hyperlink, I can compliantly bring a customer into an SMS conversation. So hit it, start sending. In the next 15 to 30 seconds, our AI is going to hop in and it's going to start talking back and forth to you guys. Here are all of you. You guys are all going to start experiencing an interaction on your phones. I've already gone through it, so I'm going to narrate what's about to happen because you're all going to go in at different times. So the first thing she's going to do is we're going to pretend we're texting with edible arrangements, right? So just because we already have a familiarity there, but you guys will understand what we're doing. The first thing is Eve from Edible is going to text you. The number she's texting you from is the only number you'll ever text with this Edible location from. If you call that number, you'll call the local Edible Arrangements in Dunwoody, Georgia, which is a suburb of Atlanta. She's going to ask you, what's your name? So go ahead and say, nice to meet you. My name is, and then give me your name. It's going to understand your name, append it to your profile, and then even more so, it's actually going to use it in the next text. Why this is important is anything that I can ask, your name, a number, how many kids do you have, your age, a birth date, email address, your regular address, your favorite president, your favorite color, we can understand, pull it out of the actual text. Most bots, if you say, hi, my name is Bogdan, or hi there, I'm Bogdan, they'd say, nice to meet you, hi there, I'm Bogdan. We're actually pulling data out of the text and using and appending just that data to make sure that you have a personalized experience. I'm going to break Bogdan's flow while you guys are going through this. So as it's responding, go ahead and respond back and forth. Next up, she'll give you an MMS with a link. Click the link, and then you'll get your next message. Pretend you didn't buy. So we're giving you a free code, right, to take a little bit off because you clicked and didn't buy. Everything within Voxie is tied to what you are or are not doing. If I send you a link and you don't respond within X amount of time, I'm going to remind you, hey, I'm running out of product. Come in before I close today to do this thing. But you see how the back and forth is interacting. And it's not instant. It's not going to respond instantly. Why? Nobody wants to text with a robot, right? They want to text with people. So we have 15 to 30-second delays on our messages so it feels more human. And by the way, so we can bring a human in if we need to, right? If at any point in time a human does need to hop in, we can train anyone at your store within 10 minutes to respond. You guys see how simple this is? And I can come in and say, hey, what's up? How are you? And here I am texting with myself, right? And sending that back and forth message. Dan just responded, I'm Dan. Right now, Dan is an unknown 519. I'm going to refresh my page here. Boom. Dan is now Dan. So as we're getting more information, we're building the profile and we're pushing it back to your email platform, your CRM, your point of sale. Anywhere you want that data pushed back, I can send it back. And here's me texting Bogdan. I can also have pre-made snippets or easy responses for your store staff, hours of operation. We usually automate that one. But anything else that they might want to quickly respond with the click of a button. And once we see that response enough times, it folds into the system so they don't have to respond with that. So over time, we started about 5% of all conversations need a human, and it dropped to less than 2%. That 2% is long tail, stuff that's a complex sale, edible arrangements. I want to buy 40 floral arrangements and send them to a children's hospital. Can you do that? A human should probably step in and figure out how to help them, right? Etc. But you guys can see how powerful this is, right? As a back and forth. So you're going to go through this demo. We're going to do a back and forth. And then from there, give you that link. And then we're going to ask your mom's birthday, right? We're talking about Mother's Day. It's next weekend. I didn't know that. Hopefully some other people have a heads up. But we asked when your mom's birthday is, right? Why? Because we can follow up 2 weeks, 2 days, whenever you want automatically with here's a special promo for your mom, right? So think about how you can ask questions and then automatically follow up with that customer to bring them back, whether it's a life event or if you're, a pain threshold, a weight loss goal they might have, whatever that's going to be, right? You can understand and then do triggered messages off of those engagements. That's the power of this product. So as you guys are going through this, I think everybody's in kind of different spots or parts of it. What questions do you have for me?
So we haven't had any more come in, but if you want to talk a little bit maybe about the pricing structure.
Absolutely. So we've made it intentionally tied for franchises to make it really, really affordable. So we start at $59 per month per location, and it goes up from there. If anyone's interested, I'm happy to walk through that pricing, but it's very, very low cost because we want it to be accessible to any franchisee. And as I mentioned, the lowest ROI we've ever had is 17x. It's just full disclosure. So we pay for ourselves usually within a day of go live. Joe asked, what CRMs are you currently integrating with? Joe, we've integrated with all the mainstream ones. Anybody from Salesforce, HubSpot to ActiveCampaign, and heck, some of the folks that are using email platforms. We've also integrated with the CDPs. So if you've got one that you're using, go ahead and respond here or put it in the live chat and I'll tell you. But we're constantly integrating with new platforms. We understand that as a sales and marketing technology tool, we're only as good as the data we're bringing in. So we're constantly integrating with point of sale, CRM, CDP, et cetera. ServiceMinder.io. I don't know that we have an active one. I'm going to pull it up right now and I'll tell you if we do or not.
And you guys, I assume, are constantly, developing new CRMs that you connect with and work with.
Constantly. We have an integrations team that's exactly it. We also made an easy to use integration where if we don't have an existing integration, all of your systems have the ability to send a CSV file on some type of scheduled setup. We can set that up to where we're receiving that file every 5 or 10 minutes. We can get that set up inside of 10 minutes. That's our universal importer. And we've done that strategically. If for whatever reason we don't have an existing integration, which is very rare with one of your tools, we can very quickly pick up that data and then use it from there. We work with another large telecom provider in their retail stores all over the country. They had their own in-house system. They've been around for quite a while. They're one of the big two, if you will. And what we did is we basically set it up so we're just picking up those CSV exports that are being sent to us directly, and it's every 5 minutes. So the data is about as real time as it's going to get, and we've had no impact on conversion or anything like that. But yes, we're always integrating with new tools, whether it's something like a MailChimp to a Marketo or an Iterable, and that whole stack across the board we integrate.
Awesome. If anybody else has any last minute questions?
If you guys wouldn't mind, as you're doing this demo, if for whatever reason you didn't opt in, you don't need to, just send us your email address and we'll send that DoorDash gift card out to you all as a thank you for the time today. So once you're done, or feel free to break the flow whenever, and just go ahead and send it in, and it'll pick up the email, it'll put it in a Google Sheet, and Michelle, our marketing manager over here, will send them out in the next little bit. But just so you guys see it, it's all tying it through. What are some examples of franchises are getting the QR codes out there? This is from Dan. That's a great question, Dan. So we've got a couple of different ways. It depends if they're retail, service, or restaurant. But most of the folks already putting the QR code at checkout, buy a register. We have them also putting it on the front door of the building itself. If they're doing local ads, they'll put it on packaging. They'll put it on billboards. We've seen it all over the place. But the most effective by far has been putting it on the front door and then at checkout. If you're a restaurant, we've had a lot of success. If you've got a tabletop or a card, putting it there. What about non-location-based business, work from home concepts? That QR code you guys scanned, I have the exact same technology on any button. So a Facebook ad, a pop-up on your website, anything that is hyperlinkable, as in when they click this button, send them to this website, it'll do the exact same thing. So that QR code you can use digitally as well, not as a QR code, but as an actual button being clicked. So we have a number of customers using that as a pop-up tool on their website to capture more people. The data that we have right now is one phone number generates as much revenue with Voxie as 10 email addresses do for your business, which is crazy. The reason for that is we have a 98% open rate on our text. Our response rate is over 50%. Our click-through rate right now is over 40% if you're giving them a link, all with less than 1.2% unsubscribe rates. Yes, has anyone ever used it in a Facebook ad? Tons. Those Buff City folks that I mentioned, Dan, they're using it for every single one of their stores to do local Facebook ads. They'll fill out a lead ad, and as soon as Facebook puts your information and you hit submit, we're texting them instantly, getting more information. What's your favorite scent? Do you have pets? And then we're giving them an offer for a free bar of soap to come in. And then from there, doing all kinds of additional triggered campaigns. But same thing with Massage Heights. They're using us to get net new customers in from Facebook ads, Instagram ads. But yes, we have almost all of our customers have connected their Voxie instance to an ad platform of some variety. It might be Google, et cetera, right, as well. But that way, as soon as a lead comes in, or as soon as somebody clicks that ad, you're bringing them into an SMS conversation compliantly, and now you can drip them with our technology. Do auto-populate responses to the customer questions? Yes, great question. We can do either or. If you already have best practice responses, we can put those in. Otherwise, we have our own that we've come up with that work really, really well. And we might need to tweak hours of operation, things like that. But it was surprising for me, most folks don't necessarily have a wide variety in these conversations. So we can generally get almost every single response captured with our best practice playbooks very quickly. But we do populate the responses, and we structure the conversation in a way that we call it putting it on rails, very similar to a train where it's going to go in one direction. If it deviates, we'll have it come back, or we'll shift it to a phone call or a live human as needed. Again, less than 5% of the time do we need a live human in there. The deck and webinar will be available. There you go. Caitlin said the deck and webinar will be available on the website, so you guys have it available. And if anybody who drops their email address here or just text back and says, hey, send me the deck, we'll also send it right here as well. You can send PDFs. We can send all kinds of different files, not just MMS. We can send GIFs, all kinds of different things through text as well. We have customers that are now going live with video files. Those are limited in how big they can be based on some of the carrier restrictions. But for example, Massage Heights, when they reopened towards the Q3 of last year, when they really started ramping up, they started sending personalized videos from each franchisee owner, showing them what they were doing to make sure that the massage that the massage tables and everything were being kept clean. And we were sending those videos directly in text, and they were extremely successful to actually driving people to come back in. So we have all kinds of playbooks for that.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Bogdan, for your time today. Thank you, Voxie, for sponsoring this and supporting this. We appreciate it. This was awesome to see and great information. Again, as stated, the PowerPoint deck and this recording will be made available on community.franchise.org. Bogdan, I believe your contact information is in the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to chat with any of you guys, whether it's to work together or not. Full disclosure, we love franchise businesses. My wife is a franchisee as well. So want to be part of the community, want to be as helpful as possible as we come out of COVID and reinvent the new normal. We'd love to work together.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much again. Thank you everybody for joining today. If you do need to get connected to Voxie, you can reach out to anybody here at IFA and we'll get you guys connected. So thank you all again, Bogdan, Voxie, the whole team. Thank you so much. And everybody have a great rest of your day.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Have a great rest of your day. Great meeting you all.